Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today is a haul. So basically I picked up some books that are mostly Caribbean because next month Caribbean, also read Caribbean. So for June I plan on reading pretty much mostly Caribbean books. I have one arc that's probably the only one that's not going to be Caribbean. But so I have a lot, and I want to have a different variety to select from, so I can keep my interest going. And also for the Caribbean, which is from June 9th to 18th, only Caribbean. So I wanted to add some more short story collection because I think short story collections are great during a readathon, and also a bit of romance. So I have these physical books, but I do have quite a few Kindle books because some books I couldn't get in physical form. And there's one particular classic, it's a modern classic, that did not get here and might not get here until the readathon is finished because of where it's coming from. But anyway, we're gonna talk about these books. We're gonna share, and we're gonna see how I get through these books throughout the month of June. So we're gonna start with the older books. These are books from 2012 to 2013, and then I'll get with the newer release. So we have Kingston Noor. Let's hope I'm pronouncing that last one. Colin Channel Editors. Now I have a book from him that's forever, which is Waiting in Vain, and I need to read it. Maybe if I get it in physical form I'll read it, but it's on my Kindle. So I don't know how come I haven't read this when you have Marlon James in this. You have Kai Miller, Patricia Powell, and of course Miss Hot Thing right now, Leonie Ross. Yeah, she up in here. So I'm gonna get to this. Looking forward to this. I'm excited about this collection. So yeah. Then next collection is called Pepper Pot, but just like the name. And this one is a submission of the Caribbean authors, and they picked the for that year the best submission that they got. And these are from you have Trinidad Tobago, Jamaica, Belize, you have Antigua, Bermuda, you have Barbados, and then you have Bahamas. All authors from here. So I only know one author on this list, and that is Joan C. Hillhouse, and that she's the author for Musical Youth. I don't know the rest of them, but I do like this kind of idea of having all these Caribbean authors, and you can, if you like their story, their writing style, you can go check out if they have full-length novel. And that's how I get introduced to some of these other authors who probably have some good stuff out there, I just don't know. So yeah. Then we have one of my authors I loved last year. She's a Haitian author. Everybody knows who she is. That's Edward Danny Cat. And this is Everything Inside. I am for this. I am for this. And this one is a short story collection. Again, I just like her writing style. It's short story collection. She's amazing. So I know I'm going to love it. But I'm going to get into this as well in June. Then we have a full-length book that I don't know much about this book, but I got it and I said, you know what? But what I'm getting is about a young girl. She was 12. She's from impoverished area in Haiti. She went to New York, and there are some secrets, something that was revealed, and in order for her to deal with it, she has to go back to Haiti. So we're gonna see how this plays out. It's probably gonna be heavy, but I'm game. We're gonna read this. Then other books, new releases. Now we got Pleasant View. This is a Trinidadian author. Now this one may I get mixed up carnival, drinking, dark, all kind of something go on. It also has some English and Trinidadian slang and dialogue that's in this, so it's supposed to be more authentic, but we'll see, because on the Caribbean, police will come for people if it's not authentic, but we'll see. It is new release. It just came out this week. Yeah, so I'm going to read it for you guys throughout in June. I don't know if it's a readathon because I haven't made my TBR, but we'll see if this makes it. And then the popular book that everybody talking about, because it has two titles. Why? I don't know, but it has two titles. And this is the US title and cover. Papa Shore, Lord, Minanor, Leonie Ross. You could have given us the same UK cover, because the UK cover is gorgeous. Now this artwork is actually really good, but for some reason I like UK cover, but I don't like the UK title. I think Papa Show is a better title, and also that's the name of the town that this book is in. It's what do you call it, has some magical realism. There's multiple characters, there's a lot going on. I don't know the gist of all the people that made this ear system, a lot mixed up, so I think I'm going to enjoy it, so I'm all for it. And we're going to get into this now. This is not going to be a Cribathon kind of book. It's too chunky and I want to read multiple books. So what I'm going to be doing is slow reading this throughout the month of June, and probably when I do reading vlogs, give you an update on how I am in this, you know, break up the book a little bit and get into it. So yeah. And then one romance. All the romance. There was the particular author. I can't even remember his name. I wrote it down somewhere in my journal. But he had so many books that was interesting. No book on print. There's no book in print. There's no e-copy of his books. And he's had the nerve to be active on social media. I feel like I should just jump in his DM and ask him what the deal is. But I was a little bit upset because I'm like, come on now. The titles and the storyline just seem like up my alley, and it's Caribbean. Why is it not in print anymore? At least why you don't have e-copy. Let me know while I'm going with that. But anyway, I was not happy with that. But anyway, so I did find one. But there's not a lot of smut going to be going on in this book, because there's some religious spirituality thing going on with them two here. But anyway, Fire in Montserrat. Yeah, that little island I always struggle with. And this is from Catherine Dorset. This is about in Montserrat they had a volcano issue, and the woman in this, she left the island. 20 years later she came back. She is working at this community center with this doctor is there, and this looks like there's some history with them. Him not like her for whatever reason, and we're gonna find out why he has like a thing against her, or you know, kind of like a weird feeling towards her. We'll find out. Now, I'm not used to, I like my smart, but we're gonna get to this. But guys, the font on this is tiny. I just realized that. I didn't even skip, you know. Oh Lord. It's 100, no, it's 215 pages. Yeah, 216 pages. But guys, the font on this is probably more. Lord jeez, I didn't even realize it. Oh, this is not good. I don't like that. Now, that is all my Caribbean books. Let's go to classic. Now, I can't help myself. I'm in a bookstore. If you was following me on my Instagram, you know I was all up in the bookstore. I can't go to a bookstore and not get any classics. It's just not me. Anyway, but this first one I didn't get in the bookstore because Amazon decided to reprint this book that was out of print. And that is The Fire in the Flint. And this is Walter Francis White. This book was published back in 1924. Yes. And this was a debut novel. Now, this author has several other books, but this was the first one in the Autumn Renaissance. I'm still on the quest to read every single one, and I'm so happy this is back in print, because there are some other Harlem Renaissance that is no longer in print, and you'd have to either know somebody who's selling an old copy, or maybe a library that might have an old copy. But there's you know, it's sad, but there is 20 something books in there, and there's some that you can't. But I'm in the quest to read them all, and by miracle get my hands on some of the ones that's no longer in print. Now, this one is about a doctor who wants to go back to his home town to practice, but he goes back hoping for that there's some changes, but they're not, because we're talking the 1920s in the South. So you just imagine the kind of trouble that he's going to get himself in, because he's walking down there educated and want to educate people down there. So you get the gist? Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. And then this other book was the only book on my classic TBR that I did not read last year, and that is Howard's End. And never read anything from this author, but everybody says, yeah, you should. Hopefully I like it. But you know, if I don't, I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm here for this. I am here for a little interesting classic. And in the last book, yeah, I keep collecting this man book, but Lord, this one's a chunky one. It's almost 1,000 pages, but I'm gonna get to it, and that is Howard's End. Bleak House. So this is Charles Dickens. You guys know I read about 3 of them last year. I've read a total of 5 Charles Dickens, and I own 6. This is number 7. I am planning on body reading Nicholas Nickleby, I think next month, July. I think it's July we're reading it. And then this one is probably going to be somewhat in the fall. I am no longer afraid of his chunky books. No longer afraid of his chunky books. I'm so used to them now. Once you get to like 100 pages, you get a grasp for the characters and the storyline. You know, you could just keep going, because he's a, I think it's a nut. And the things he get away with in some of his books, he will not be able to get away with it in this time. But it's a classic that I find interesting. I just find that his storyline's interesting. Somebody who likes to tell stories and write, I think sometimes you do have to get through some of these classics. It's a choice. It's a choice. It is a choice. And I choose to read some classics, and including the nasty man here sometimes, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to end this here. I am super excited to read some of these Caribbean books, and let me know if you're going to join in the readathon, and if you picked up some new books that are Caribbean related, let me know. If you read any of these classics, let me know as well. I'm all for it. Let's get the conversation going in the comment section. So thanks for watching, guys, and go ahead and check out the previous videos. I have a lot, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna have 3 videos in the first couple weeks in June. I'm going to be doing more videos. It's going to be videos on Saturday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. There's a lot of stuff that I'm working on that I'm going to share in videos that I want to highlight. All that good stuff we are going to do in June. So yes, come on back, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.